Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth and fancy seeing you here, and you are very welcome, my friends. Nobody can win the culture war. A culture war has infested the entertainment industry, as we've seen in these preceding weeks and build up to Captain Marvel. People doing videos upon videos, tweets. It's been absolutely poisonous. Poisonous. Nobody can win this war. But there's a situation. There's a situation here that goes beyond this culture war, we are in a very, very mediocre era of entertainment, whether it's television or whether it's film. We've seen Disney literally destroy the movie industry with their mundane, generic films, whether they're the kind of animated ones, the Marvel ones, the Star Wars ones. They only make films one way, and that's generic, average, and mediocre. And now everyone is following suit because they want some of that party time. So what happens then is you don't have a proper industry. Nobody can be excited about this industry. Nobody can be interested in this industry because it's just boring. But it's making a lot of money, so that's all right. So this weekend, Captain Marvel made a lot of money. So every media site, every kind of shield decided to tell us who were talking against Brie Larson's racist and sexist comments that we're trolls and we lost and we must feel really, really silly right now. I don't feel silly that I got to air my views publicly, that I feel someone promoting a film, especially a film that they want to attract young girls, and you're telling those young girls that your daddy is a bad man because he's white and he's a man. Just analyse that for a minute. Just think about that for a minute. An actor promoting a film being racist and sexist. And what have they done this weekend? They've rolled her out in cinemas drinking a drink. Yes, Brie Larson was actually, I don't know how many cinemas she was in, but I know she was in one cinema helping behind the counter because they're trying to dumb down the situation. They know she has created a ridiculous situation. In fact, both Disney, Marvel Studios and Brie Larson have created a poisonous atmosphere. So people say, but the box office was great, so does it matter? Of course it matters. They always knew this film was going to be successful. That wasn't the issue here. It's about perception. The Marvel Cinematic Universe was a place where fans could watch a film, then go on the internet and be positive, get excited about the post-credit scenes, about the characters, and it was a great, happy place. What Brie Larson, Disney and Marvel Studios have done with the build-up to this film, they've created a poisonous atmosphere. But the media and the people who are owned by Disney have been spinning things. But privately, Disney have been very, very worried about what's happened. They didn't expect that, even though they were witnesses to what happened with Doctor Who Season 11. And Doctor Who Season 11 was nothing to the poison that we've seen with Captain Marvel. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. This culture war has been going on in the entertainment industry for a long time because people have infested this industry that don't care about it. They don't care about good entertainment. Their main focus is representation. They don't care about entertainment. I think good representation in good entertainment is a special thing. But good representation in mediocre TV and film or bad TV and film is actually bad for the representation you're trying to achieve. But they don't think that. They think as long as you're representing little groups, that's fine. The product doesn't have to be really good. It doesn't have to have a brand of excellence. So this goes back to Captain Marvel, and she's key in this culture war that nobody can win. I can't win it. They can't win it. Nobody can win it. The only entity that loses here, the biggest loser, is the entertainment industry. Because in the end, when all these people who don't give a shit about the entertainment industry, when it's all over, when Trump's not president anymore, or when Brexit's not a thing anymore and they walk away from this because, talking about, hey, respect women isn't fashionable anymore, and they leave this industry and they'll take it like an empty beer can and toss it over their shoulders. There will be no movie industry. There'll be no TV industry. It will be all dead because the people who killed it would have walked away and left it for dead. And this is what's going on now. Captain Marvel is a perfectly good, okay MCU movie. But we've got to understand here, the MCU is the main entity of the film industry now. Disney is the main entity of the film industry. They're the dominant force, and they're giving us nothing. Nothing. They're not giving us good entertainment. They're giving us mediocrity. Indie movies are dying. They're not doing as well. You don't get as many indie movies doing well in the mainstream like we used to in the 90s and in the 80s. That has changed badly. So all you're getting now is Marvel, 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 Disney, 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 Disney. That's all you're getting. Oh, it's the latest MCU movie. Oh, Trolls tried to destroy the latest MCU movie and they failed. Nobody thought in any reality that they could stop this film from being as successful as the others. Nobody thought that. Nobody thought that. But the point is, and this is an example you're going to be hearing a lot, and you're going to be hearing a lot from me. Wonder Woman v Captain Marvel. Wonder Woman is a good film that doesn't have as big an opening as Captain Marvel. But Wonder Woman is a good film, is a great film, it's a better film than Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel is a bland, ordinary, okay movie, but it's made a bigger opening than Wonder Woman. So all these shills and all these sites, oh, it's made more money than Wonder Woman. It's the most successful female-led superhero film ever, because there's been loads of them, hasn't there? But the point is, what would I rather watch repeatedly? What would you rather watch repeatedly? Admit it. Wonder Woman, it's a better film. It's got a better score. It's got better performances. It's got a better story. It's more visually beautiful. It's a better film. But I keep on being told that Captain Marvel is an important film. But why? Why is it an important film? And that's the point. They think they can put a female in the lead role and go, hey, she's a girl. Don't worry that it's not a very good film. She's a girl. This is important. That's all that matters. She's a girl. That's not all that matters. You've just put a girl in the blandest, most ordinary, mediocre piece of crap. But you think it's okay because you're representing a girl. In fact, you're doing girls a disservice. You're saying you're not as important as the boys because we'll create really good films for the boys, but for the girls, we're just dumping them in this kind of bland, mundane superhero verse, which is so popular, it's going to make money. Captain Marvel has made money despite of Brie Larson and the character of Captain Marvel, not because of them. Not because of them. Because of Samuel L. Jackson, because of Coulson, right? Because of brand loyalty. It's the same reason people still came in to watch Doctor Who, season 11, because of brand loyalty. People were watching that despite Jodie Whittaker, not because of Jodie Whittaker. And the same things happen here. But they'll plug it as a big success for feminism and female leads. It's not. It's not. It's not, right? It's as simple as that. This is not a success. This is an embarrassment. This is an embarrassment for everyone. Everyone on both sides of the culture war, this situation, because you've got one side of the element who want the movie to fail, who know it won't fail, but will do everything in their power to throw poison at it. Then you've got the other side saying that the people who are not happy that Brie Larson was saying some racist and sexist things are just trolls. Because this is what you can do now. You can just call people trolls and then just dismantle the argument. There's no debate anymore. There's no debate between people. They don't like what you say. They just call you a troll. That's easy then. You're a troll. You're a bully. That's it. Of course, most times the people they're calling trolls and bullies are not trolls and bullies, right? I think the biggest troll on the internet is Scott Mendelsohn. I've seen him. I've seen the stuff he puts. And he retweets a lot of inflammatory stuff. Now, I should agree with Scott Mendelsohn because I'm a lefty, right? My dad's been voting Labour in the UK all his life, right? And so I voted for him a couple of times. I don't vote for anything anymore, but that's the point. But I find myself disagreeing with people on the same side of the political argument as me. Why is that? I have to evaluate myself because we are in the film industry. That's why. And you're destroying something that I've loved. I sat down as a 10-year-old boy with my dad and my brother and watched Superman the movie, the first film I ever saw. And I sat there looking up to Lois Lane as much as I did to Superman. She was my hero as well as he was. I don't remember Margot Kidder going, hey, white dudes. No. She played a great role. She did a great job. She had charm and she was brilliant. And she showed that a woman can be strong, can be a man's equal. Yes, she needed a man to rescue her. Boo-hoo. But do you know what? Who's a stronger woman who doesn't admit that she needs saving sometimes, or who says, I don't need you to save me, then falls off a building and dies? Who's got the bigger brains, right? Who's the more intelligent woman, right? Sometimes we need each other. Sometimes I need to be rescued by women, and sometimes women need to be rescued by me. It's vice versa. That's equality. That's what the world is. But what Hollywood are trying to represent is a different type of woman. A woman that's not very happy within herself, isn't very happy within society, and walks around very, very, very angry at men. You see, what Captain Marvel tries to do as well at times is try and represent what men have done badly to women, right? Instead of saying, well, actually now, and because it's set in I suppose it is set in a kind of time. I mean, the 90s is quite a while back. And I think one of the reasons for doing this is to show us how badly we've treated women. But it isn't a celebration of women. This film isn't a celebration of women. This film is trying to show you why men suck. And it's what the CW Arrowverse do to an effect. And this is why they've destroyed their actual product. And that's why, especially Supergirl, basically nobody watches that because it's not about a superhero. It's about saying as many times as you can, men suck. And at the end of the day, when you keep on waving that red flag at people, you are going to have a problem. And this is what's happened with this culture war within the entertainment industry. Everybody loses. We get mediocre content. We end up upset with each other as fans. Big companies will spin it, but they're killing this industry. There is no way this industry gets out of this situation in one piece. Firstly, the content isn't as good anymore, whether you're watching TV or film. There's very few films being made now. In 20 or 30 years' time, your kids will be sitting there with you while you're watching older films, which will be the MCU or the DCEU. What are you going to watch? Captain Marvel or Wonder Woman? They'll be more interested in Wonder Woman because that's a great representation of a woman. Of a woman with men. Sitting there talking to men. Men and women being equals. That's a great representation. Instead of the other representation, which is, I hate men. Hatred, hatred, hatred. Hatred gets you nowhere in life, and this is what's happened now. So it doesn't matter. To close this video off, because I've got to have some breakfast and I've got a long day ahead of me, but to close this video off, the culture war, whether it's Captain Marvel, Doctor Who Season 11, Star Trek Discovery, whether you're on that side of the argument or this side of the argument, let me confirm to you right now, none of us are ever going to win this argument. We love movies, don't we? We love TV. Nobody wins this. It's going to get more heated and poisonous and ugly. And I'm hurt. You know why I'm hurt? Because I remember the little boy who sat there watching Supergirl 1984 and absolutely falling in love with Helen Slater's version of Supergirl. I didn't want to have sex with Supergirl. I just wanted to be her friend. I wanted to get to know Linda Lee. I wanted to get to know Kara. Now that film was a flop, But I think that's a better representation of a girl than Captain Marvel is, because everybody liked Helen Slater's version of Kara. Now that film was a flop, and you can't even compare it in box office in terms of Captain Marvel. But that's why I'm sad, because I was a little boy who looked up to a female hero without all this poison from both sides. So I want you all to think very carefully about your next steps. Whether you're a big person in the movie industry and you're thinking your next step for a female represented movie or a minority represented movie, are you going to give the audience something special? Because good representation needs good storytelling. Representation with bad storytelling or ordinary storytelling hurts everyone. The people you're trying to represent and the industry you're working in. And until we can all stand together and not applaud, actually, representation in film and TV and media shouldn't be applauded. It should be the norm. But it's not the norm. This is how backwards we are as a society. It's still a big deal to represent groups, and the media and the industry and the entertainment industry make a big deal out of it. Instead of casting, a mixture of people and having a mixture of female-led TV dramas and films and male-led and everyone, and there's a meeting in the middle, and no one really talks about it because it's the norm. It's not the norm because they're making a point. They're saying, look at us, aren't we good? Which means they are the biggest problem. It means because if you're trying to show people what you're doing, that means you don't believe in what you're doing. You just want to say, hey, it's fashionable. We've just put a woman in a head position. We've just put a woman in a story, in a head, starring role, and we're paying her lots of money. We're doing that so because it's a fashionable thing to do. We're not doing it because it's the right thing to do. And this is the problem in this culture war. It shouldn't be a war. It shouldn't be a war. Equality should be the norm, right? And it would be the norm if big companies, big studios and big networks just did it and shut the fuck up and give us great TV and film. And until you understand that no one can win this war and it shouldn't be a war, nobody wins and only one entity loses. The entertainment industry and the consumer.